You've seen it before, brother. That silent stare from across the room. Her body still, her lips unmoving, but her eyes burning. The kind of look that makes time stop for a moment. It isn't just attraction. It isn't just desire. It's something far more dangerous, something deeper. Behind that perfectly arched brow is a storm she'll never confess. A secret world she desperately wants a man to awaken. But here's the hard truth. Most men will never get there. They stay polite. They ask for permission. They play it safe. They think safety equals respect. And then they wonder why she never fully surrenders. Why she seems distracted in love, distant in intimacy, always holding a part of herself back. What they don't realize is this. Women are not waiting for another nice guy who plays by the script. They are waiting for a man who knows how to lead, not with arrogance, not with cruelty, but with unshakable presence. The man who doesn't just enter her life, but enters her imagination. The man who understands that her most powerful desires are not written in words, but hidden in silence. Today, I will reveal the 5 forbidden fantasies that make women weak around men who dare to embody them. These aren't cliches you find on social media. These are primal truths, carved into the psychology of attraction, hidden beneath her armor. She'll never say them out loud, but once you understand them, you'll see the world differently. You'll feel her differently, and she will never forget you. But let me be clear. This message is not for weak men. It's not for those who still believe approval is the path to love. This is for the few who are ready to step into their masculine power with stoic strength, with clarity, with depth. So if you're ready to become the kind of man women silently fantasize about, welcome, brother. You're exactly where you need to be. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to Stoic Advice for Men. This is the place where men like you learn to stand unshaken, to build presence, and to embody the kind of masculine power that women can't resist but the world can't shake. Hit that button, because what follows could change everything. 1. The take control trigger. Certainty over permission. Every man has heard the phrase, respect her boundaries, ask for permission, always check if she's ready. And yes, respect matters, boundaries matter. But here's what no woman will ever say aloud. I don't want a man who asks, I want a man who knows. This is the paradox of feminine desire. She will tell the world she values equality, that she doesn't want a man taking the lead. Yet deep inside, her body tells a different story. What she secretly craves is not domination, it's certainty. The quiet, unshakable confidence of a man who never needs to beg for permission because he already knows where he's going. Think about it. Why do women devour books like 50 Shades of Grey? Why does the bad boy trope never die? Why does the brooding, quiet man command more attention than the eager, smiling, nice guy? It's not about arrogance. It's not about cruelty. It's about presence. When you walk into a room and she feels you before you speak, that's the trigger. When your eyes meet hers and she loses her breath, that's the trigger. When you reach for her hand, not to ask, but to lead, that's the trigger. She doesn't want abuse. She doesn't want control. She wants to feel safe surrendering to a man whose certainty is stronger than her doubts. And here lies the Stoic truth. True control is never about her. It's about you. A Stoic man does not command with noise. He commands with silence. He doesn't raise his voice. He raises his presence. He doesn't need validation because his direction is already set. When you embody this, brother, she doesn't just look at you. She surrenders to you without even realizing it. 2. The forbidden protector fantasy. Her secret craving for safety. She'll tell the world she doesn't need saving. She's independent. She's fierce. She's built her walls and she's proud of them. And yet, deep inside, every strong woman is aching for one thing: to finally collapse into a man who can hold her without breaking. This is the forbidden protector fantasy. It's not about dramatic rescues or Hollywood heroism. It's about being the one place she can stop pretending. Because here's the truth. By day she may run her world, but by night, she wants to rest in yours. She wants to hear the words, "I've got you." She wants to feel the calm of a man who doesn't flinch when she storms. She wants to know that when she pushes, you won't run. This isn't weakness, it's trust. The strongest women often carry the heaviest burdens. But when they meet a man whose silence absorbs their chaos, whose presence outshines their noise, they melt. And in that melting, they reveal the parts of themselves no one else has ever seen. Triggering this fantasy doesn't require grand gestures. It's in the way you hold her gaze when she's spiraling, the way you guide her into silence when her thoughts won't stop racing, the way you remain unshaken when her emotions test your ground. And when she sees that your strength is not just for yourself, but for her too, that's when her walls begin to fall. If this resonates, brother, subscribe to Stoic Advice for Men. Because women may crave protectors, but only men who cultivate Stoic strength can truly become one. Don't just listen, lead. Join a community of men building the fortress she secretly longs to lean on. 3. The Masquerade Fantasy, seeing the woman behind the mask. Every woman wears a mask. The playful smile, the confident laughter, the charming performance she shows the world. It's all part of the role. But behind the mask is a different story. A trembling voice, a vulnerable silence. A girl who longs to be seen for who she really is. Most men never notice. They fall for the act. They flirt with the mask. They mistake performance for intimacy. But the rare man, the Stoic man, sees deeper. He notices the shift in her tone, the hesitation in her eyes, the crack in her confidence. And instead of exposing it, he simply understands. This is the masquerade fantasy, the dream of being seen without being judged, not exposed, but witnessed. And here lies the deepest intimacy of all, because when she feels safe enough to remove her mask, she is no longer just performing for you. She is giving you the part of herself she never shows anyone. Triggering this fantasy requires attunement. Pay attention not just to her words, but to her silences. Don't rush to respond. Pause, breathe, and let her see that you are present. Hold her face gently when she says, "I'm fine," and whisper, "You don't have to be." In that moment, she doesn't just want you, she needs you. Because you've entered the private world inside her mind, the world she didn't even know she was aching to share. 4. The controlled chaos fantasy. Her desire to lose control. This is the fantasy she will never confess, not to her friends, not even in her journal. And yet, it's the most primal, intoxicating desire of them all, the craving to lose control in your hands. Understand this, she spends her life controlling everything. Her work, her emotions, her image. She's constantly overthinking, constantly calculating. But deep down, she longs for a man strong enough to let her fall apart without falling alone. This isn't about force. It's about being so grounded, so calm, so centered, that she can finally let go. You don't chase her chaos, you absorb it. You don't match her storms, you anchor them. You slow her down when she spirals. You hold her tighter when she pushes. You pause her rushing, you breathe when she can't. And in that dance, she begins to unravel. She isn't afraid of the dark anymore because you are there, leading her through it. You become the man she can burn for, knowing you won't be consumed. And when she finds you, brother, she'll set your world on fire just to stay warm by your side. If you're ready to become this kind of man, subscribe to Stoic Advice for Men. Because controlled chaos is not handled by boys chasing validation. It's mastered by Stoic men who refuse to lose their center. Join us and learn how to hold fire without flinching. 5. The silent obsession fantasy, when you become the thought she can't escape. This is the quietest fantasy, and yet the most haunting. It requires no words, no gestures, no dramatic moves. It is the fantasy of obsession, when you become the thought she cannot escape. Here's the irony. You trigger this not by chasing, but by withdrawing. Not by proving, but by living. When you stop watching her stories, when you stop reacting to her bait, when you walk away, not with anger, but with calm, radiant confidence, something shifts. Suddenly she can't stop thinking about you. It's the mystery, the restraint, the way your presence lingers in rooms you've already left, the way she remembers your stare, your silence, your unshaken ground. She begins to replay every breath, every glance, every unspoken word. And though she'll never admit it, she's hooked. Because the most haunting man is not the loudest. It's the one who touched her soul and then disappeared without needing applause. That's the silent obsession fantasy. And when you master it, she doesn't just want you, she aches for you. Now you see it, brother. Not the fantasy she posts on Instagram, not the checklist she tells her friends. The real fantasies, the 5 forbidden triggers that pull her deeper than she dares admit. 1. The certainty of a man who takes control. 2. The protector she longs to collapse into. 3. The witness who sees behind her mask. 4. The anchor in her chaos. 5. The silent obsession she cannot escape. Most men will never reach this level. They'll keep asking, chasing, begging, but not you. Because you now understand the truth. She doesn't want a man who asks for permission. She wants a man who awakens her mind, her body, her soul. She wants the man of presence. So I'll leave you with this. Don't play small. Don't shrink to fit into her expectations. Become the man she'll never confess, but never forget. If this message struck you, subscribe to Stoic Advice for Men. This isn't just a channel, it's a brotherhood. A fortress of men who lead with silence, strength, and clarity. Hit like, share this with a brother who needs it, and comment the word obsession if you've ever seen that look in her eyes. The look that tells you you've touched her deeper than words ever could. The world doesn't need more weak men. It needs stoic men. Be one of them.